a few minutes for people to join. Should be a short session today, unless there is any discussion anybody want to bring up. We can still do that. I don't know what the different AI bots are doing.
There's like 4 of them here, I think.
Oh, really? Crazy.
3, yeah.
Don't we just need one that has all the function?
If you ask me, you need 0.
So funny. I see a couple of new faces here. I think Red has joined before. I think Red is from Block Research. Is that right?
I'm from Masari.
Oh, Masara, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Drew, I haven't seen you before. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I've just been following the Stacks community and excited about the project and more from an investor standpoint. Thank you.
Well, welcome. Is this recording already? All right, it is. Cool. Oh, there's Kyle. He has a new idea. Well, an idea stemming from Aaron's idea for Bitcoin MEV. I'll be very keen to hear what he has to say, but yeah, let me just get started. So yeah, welcome to SIP call number 52. Today is the 14th of July, and today we haven't got any specific topic planned, so it will be an open discussion. If anybody got anything they want to bring up, just for those people here the first time, SIP call is where you can get a bit of quick overall SIP status. SIP is Stacks improvement proposal. How we come up with specs regarding all the technical stuff, standards or token standards or consensus or non-consensus breaking ideas. And here is where you can share your idea, where we inform the community and where we collaborate on the ideas to help each other move forward, so the Stacks ecosystem can benefit from these improvements, whether it's maintenance related stuff or governance related stuff, or consensus breaking hard forks. So yeah, so it's a very collaborative place and a very informative place. And just so every week I give a bit of overall update where everything is. So just to get a high level sense, we are currently, the core engineers are focusing on the Bitcoin MEV and SBTC. And by doing the proposal Aaron proposed, we should be able to get better, faster blocks, which can help solve Bitcoin MEV issued and orphan blocks. That's my understanding from last week. So those are the current sort of core engineers focus. However, there are lots of other SIPs that doesn't require core engineers to come up with them initially. And some of those ideas are to do with a safer way of transferring tokens. We do have a community member who is working on a more advanced multi-sig smart contract wallet. And I think that one ideally like to have some consensus breaking change, but he's working a way around that with some trade-offs. So I think he'll be advertising that on Twitter pretty soon. So that should help Stacks to move functionality in terms of multi-sig forward. There's a couple of trade-related ideas, and we do have loads of requests for common stuff on Stacks forum. So I do encourage everybody to take a look, and some of those involve BNS, derivation path, and even stuff which is Bitcoin related standards crosses over to Bitcoin world, which is the wallet client API. So I believe the Hero and Xverse team is working with some Bitcoin developers to get better standards in place for how the Bitcoin is called, contract code. So yeah, I really welcome everybody to go to the forum and read up about the different SIP ideas. That's how we tend to sort of start the conversation there on Stacks forum. And any new SIP ideas is very welcome in Stacks world. We love to hear from the community. We very much believe in the same way Bitcoin sort of works, like everybody can contribute to Stacks world. It's permissionless. So I would love to hear everybody's idea. So just a quick overall sort of summary of what happened last week. We do sort of have a general consensus around how to go about mitigating Bitcoin MEV and orphan blocks. And that's sort of with Aaron's collaborative mining proposal, which is on the forum as well, which I think Jude withdrew 2 of his proposals. I think even Munib sort of withdrew part of his Nakamoto spec in favor of what Aaron's proposal can do. If my understanding is correct, please correct me if I'm wrong. So, and also what Aaron said is also we do have community members, other community members, Bitcoin MEV mitigation proposals on the table. I think they are not off the table per se, but Aaron and other core devs will take all those ideas into consideration in finalizing the collaborative mining proposal. Yeah. We do have yesterday, Kyle brought up his idea, which is another proposal for collaborative mining. I don't know if Kyle is here still. I do want to invite you to talk about it a little bit if you are available. Would love
He
to.
sent a message saying that he's just listening. He's at dinner.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, I also encourage everybody, including the core devs, would love for you to take a look at his idea. Maybe that will spur some additional sort of reinforcement to Aaron's idea. So would love if the core devs can take a look as well. If anybody here have an understanding of Bitcoin MEV, feel free to take a look too on Stacks forum. So that's it. I think that's the top summary for SIPs in the SIP world. If anybody, so this is open floor. If anybody got anything they want to bring up, this is your chance to advocate for your SIP ideas, or just want to mention anything governance related, even about the SIP process, how we move the SIP forward, and how we come to decision, etc. So yeah. Feel free to unmute. Yeah. is my description, Bryce, just a quick question for me. Is my description of how we're gonna move forward with the Bitcoin MEV sort of accurate, where we are probably gonna focus on Aaron's idea, Mani gonna withdraw part of his Nakamoto stuff, Jude withdrew 2 of his stuff, and we'll take the community members' SIP idea sort of into consideration.
Yeah, that's right. So essentially from the last SIP call, we had, so Aaron presented his idea and then Jonko also presented his idea, along with, I think, 1 or 2 other ones. So the latest proposal that we're working on organizing into a SIP right now is essentially Aaron's proposal combined with Jonko's ideas. And we basically have an outline for that we're building up into a SIP that should be ready, like probably a draft early next week. We'll also take a look through Kyle's new proposal and see if we can integrate any of that into there. But yeah, that would be kind of the goal right now, is it kind of seems like we have some kind of agreement around those 2 existing proposals. So it's I think it's a good direction to head that will not cause any forking off of people with differing ideas or anything. And it's a really nice solution that solves all the problems that we've been looking at.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Just want to point out, we will absolutely be cribbing ideas from other proposals. Like the end system here, I would imagine would be a SIP where every single person who has submitted a proposal so far will be a co-author on it, because Aaron's proposal by itself is not what's being drafted out right now. It's a combination of Junko's work, Mani's work, my work, Aaron's work, and probably also be cribbing from Kyle's work as well.
Yeah, I think this particular SIP really sets the sort of the gold standard in terms of like how, like, the collaborations I really love to see for any SIP. I don't know exactly why this particular SIP has gotten so much more collaboration than, I don't know, for example, wallet standard SIP, maybe because they are more technical, I don't know, but it's just really great to see. And we'll have like examples like this to show or to tell other people in the future, this is how we can improve stacks standards together. Jude, if I play devil's advocate a little bit, because I did have a question about this collaborative mining, because if in the crypto ecospace, they tend to be competing to build blocks. This is more collaborative to build blocks. Has there been a precedence other places where this sort of more collaborative versus competitive approach works?
Sure, I can speak to that a bit. I think it's kind of a bit of a false dichotomy. What's really changing here is that there's no longer a block race per se, but there's a tenure that you have if you contribute Bitcoin. You have a say in block production. You and the other miners sign off on blocks and transactions, and if a BFT majority are signed off upon during your tenure, then they get added to the chain. The key differentiator between this set of proposals and something like proof of stake, which might be like the most adjacent system to this, is that, well, there's 2 big things. First of all, anyone can join the block producing set without owning the token being minted. So in this case, you're spending Bitcoin to become a block producer, whereas in proof of stake systems, you must already possess the token and stake it to be a block producer. And I think that's a big difference because anyone can join block production without having any skin in the Stacks game so far. And moreover, there's no way for the people who hold Stacks tokens to deny you the ability to join, which is a big weakness of proof of stake systems. The second thing here is that we're separating the role of producing blocks from appending them to the chain. So block producers make blocks, but there's no guarantee that the blocks will be added to the chain. That responsibility is subsumed by the set of stackers. So it's a two-stage operation. The block producers spend the Bitcoin, they make the blocks, they announce them to the network, and the stackers append them to the Stacks chain. So only with the sign-off of both the producers and the stackers do blocks get added. The producers continue to receive the Coinbase as before as miners, but the reason the stackers are involved is because the stackers are we're then able to leverage the economic weight that stackers have to further improve the security budget of the chain. Like now, if you want to break the chain, you have to control a BFT majority of the Stacks tokens in addition to a BFT majority of the Bitcoin spend. Whereas today, you only need a BFT majority of the Bitcoin spend, which is right now considerably smaller.
Oh, I think I'm getting it better and better now, the picture. So if I can sort of rehash it, building a mental model in my head in a really simple term, is it the sort of analogy could be like in a typical lottery where you submit some money and only one person wins the jackpot. But in this case, everybody plays a lottery, or the block builders, miners, but everybody still received the lottery according to how much they contributed to the lottery pot. And then in order to actually receive the lottery prize, you have a different set of group of people who actually approves that. Then the money will be distributed to the prize winner. So you have the bidders who put money in, but not one person wins. Everybody sort of wins in proportional to how much they spend. And then a separate group of people just sort of approves that.
Yeah, that's correct. You can think of that second group of people as like, they have no skin in the game as to who wins the lottery. They're just like the security guards who guard the money and make sure that no one else can just walk away with it with nothing more than a lock picking kit.
Yeah.
So it's like the difference, like today it's like you have the lottery, but the cash is just sitting there, and he or she who can get to the cash by any means can just pick it up. Whereas in the system, it's like you had the lottery, but we have Fort Knox guarding the money now.
Yeah.
And Fort Knox will happily disperse it to the winners, but there's no realistically other way to get at the money. There's not like a way you can just, I don't know, bribe the other lottery players, go and steal their lottery tickets, other sorts of games you could play today with a smaller security budget. We're stretching that analogy pretty far in saying that, but just trying to capture the key difference, the key role here that Stacks participants, that stackers play here. The act of stacking increases the security budget of the chain without getting them involved in block production.
Cool. Yeah, understand. Thanks for the explanation. And there was a question, I think just in Discord, there was a question about, like, is this going to activate together with Nakamoto big upgrade, the consensus next, end of this year, beginning of next year, or is it separate? Do we have two separate votes, community-wide vote, or is it just one to activate everything together?
That's actually a good question. We're still trying to figure out. I don't really think anyone has a good enough answer for this yet, but trying to figure out how exactly the SBTC system from Nakamoto will work with this. I have a few hunches about how it could go, but I don't want to commit to anything yet because they're very unformed ideas, and I don't want to give the wrong impression. There's kind of two things that have to happen for the SBTC system to be successful. One of which on the critical path is we have to address the MEV problems, and transactions had to get confirmed faster, like ideally much faster than Bitcoin, so that you have a reason to use SBTC over just normal BTC in addition to smart contracts. So the speed improvements that will come with this, the chain stability, the lower transaction latency that comes with this are, I think, blockers to the full Nakamoto system. Ideally, we could ship them at the same time, but if we had to pick one to ship first, it would be this system, and then SBTC would follow on from this.
Cool. Thanks a lot. And welcome back from the paternity break. Yeah.
Thanks.
Really great to hear, Jude. Okay, if anybody got anything else they want to bring up? If not, we'll close the space. Last chance. DNG, do you have anything you wanna mention?
No, I'm good, thank you. Just listening in.
Cool. All right. Right, okay, guys, thank you very much. Next Friday, 28th of July, we will be talking about liquid stacking, which is part of a critical bounty. So I think the grantees would like to talk and share their current work about that specific functionality, which is probably going to be quite a big sort of feature in stacks. Lots of implication to DeFi related stuff and more, and related to the reward as well. So please tune in 2 weeks about liquid stacking if you're interested. Yeah, that's all. Thank you everybody for coming, and see you next week. Thank you, Red.
Very much.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.